All right, so Trump has been going around to his rallies, and he has been effectively begging and pleading to get this notion through to people that, look, the president needs to be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do. There should be no constraints whatsoever, no checks and balances. They need complete and utter immunity. Now, of course, he's saying this because his ass is brought up on 91 criminal charges, and he's trying to get it dismissed under the guise of presidential immunity means you can't even come after me for this stuff. So, you know, they're currently going through that hearing right now. I don't think the judges are buying it at all. They really grilled one of Trump's attorneys when he was trying to make a ridiculous argument that, you know, Trump can basically commit murder with SEAL Team 6 and get away with it. Right? They're like, oh, yeah, you could charge him, but it would have to be impeachment first through the House and conviction on that impeachment in the Senate, and then maybe you could try him after that. And the judges were not having it. So here's Trump in one of his rallies, and he's kind of meandering on this exact topic. Watch.
Go back to being a country of law and order. Have to do it.
Okay, that's ironic. Right. I believe in law and order. Law and order. Except those 91 criminal charges against me, those don't count. No law and order there, but law and order in other areas for people who I don't like, who I want to use the law against. Law and order there, but not against me, because that's not good, folks. That's not good.
Very seldom, but you will have the rogue, we call it the rogue cop, the bad apple, and perhaps you'll have that also with president, but there's nothing you can do about that. You're going to have to give the president, you're going to have to allow a president, any president, to have immunity so that that president can act and do what he feels and what his group of advisors feel is the absolute right thing. Otherwise, you're going to have presidents that are totally impotent, and we've had enough of them already. So having immunity is so important, and I hope the Supreme Court has the courage to do that, because otherwise you're just not going to be in a very strong position very long. It'll totally change our country, in my opinion.
That's like his point is, you got to let these presidents do whatever they want, because if you tie their hands up, maybe they won't be able to do anything they want. Maybe we won't have as many illegal wars or rampant corruption or attempts to overthrow elections. I mean, you got to let them do whatever they want, right? In fact, he makes that even more clear in this one. Let's watch.
Take a look at Harry Truman. He wouldn't have done, if you think Hiroshima, not exactly a nice act, but it did end the Second World War, probably, right? Nagasaki, he wouldn't be doing that. He said, I don't want to do that because my opponents will indict me. You have to give a president full and total immunity.
That's amazing. So he's like, if you tried to hold these presidents accountable, maybe they wouldn't have nuked hundreds of thousands of civilians in Japan. Maybe they wouldn't have killed babies and women and children and innocent men and destroyed massive cities in Japan. Could you imagine how terrible it would be if we couldn't murder hundreds of thousands of people in one fell swoop with a couple bombs? Could you imagine? Oh, what a horrible point. Oh my God, that just totally makes the counter argument that, like, of course you should reel these people in. Now, by the way, I hate to say it, but it's true. I think from a legal perspective, they would have never gone after him for that, because there was already, we had World War II. There was already a declaration of war against the Axis powers, so that's viewed as part and parcel of that. And we didn't have the same sort of international law framework at the time, which would not allow massive bombings of innocent civilians. By the way, we absolutely should have those laws, and they should be enforced. So I'm happy that society and the global civilization came to the realization we can't just have this. You can't just be killing civilians all over the place. It has to be illegal at an international level. But at the time, they would have never went after him for that, right? So it doesn't even really make his point either in that respect. But look, his argument is simple. All these 91 criminal charges against me, I need to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do, so you can't come after me for that. Total immunity. Total immunity. And he's been doing this total immunity tap dance on the campaign trail, but then in the next breath, he'll be like, and we got to go after President Biden. Corrupt, terrible Biden crime family. Got to go after President Biden. You're arguing for total immunity for presidents. He's president. That would include him too, you jackass. So under his logic, Biden can order SEAL Team 6, assassinate Donald Trump. Then as long as Biden steps down immediately after and doesn't get impeached through the House and convicted on that impeachment in the Senate, then there's nothing you could do. He just got away with the murder. God, look, he's just not a smart guy, right? I don't know how else to say it. He's just a dumbass. He doesn't know how to, like, objectively apply standards. It's all like, I get to do whatever I want, but you don't get to do anything you want. And it's desperate. Look, I don't think it's going to work. I think they're not going to give him total immunity for everything, and this is going to go to trial, and then he's going to go down on some of the 91 criminal charges, and then boom, we have a constitutional crisis because he's already the Republican nominee at that time, and he's going to fight it tooth and nail, and it's like you're going to have to drag his ass to prison in handcuffs because there's no other way around it, right? So our country's not in a good place right now. It's not a good place. But here he is, going down, saying, I get to do whatever crimes I want, bro. I get to do whatever crimes I want, and you need to acknowledge that. No, we don't. And no, we won't. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.